So in this video, I'm going to explain about the silicon controlled rectifier. So it is a 4 layers of device according to this basic construction: P type, N type, P type, N type. So combining all these 4 layers is a silicon controlled rectifier device. And in this case, the P and N layers are alternatively arranged in one form, means N and P. Then outer layers are, that means P and N region. The outer layers, P layer and N layer, the outer layers are heavily doped and the inner layers are the lightly doped. And in this case, in the basic construction of this SCR, it is having 3 PN junctions. The first junction is P and N, the second junction is N and P, and third junction is again P and N. Total 3 junctions are there in the SCR. And the outer P layer means this P layer is considered as a anode terminal, that is positive terminal, and the one more outer layer, that is N layer, is called as a cathode, that is negative, and the middle P layer is considered as a gate terminal. Total anode, cathode and gate. And this is the schematic symbol of the SCR: anode A, cathode K, then gate G. The anode must be positive with respect to the cathode to forward biasing this SCR. But this is not a sufficient criteria to turn on the SCR. So that to make it on condition of SCR, a current is to be passed through the gate terminal. Whatever the current is passed through the SCR, it should be passed through first gate terminal, and it is denoted as a IGT, so that it is called as a current operated device. The SCR is called as a current operated device. And whatever the SCR fabrication, basic material we are using silicon material, so that it is called as silicon controlled rectifier. So this is about the basic construction and the schematic symbol. And in this slide, we are going to 2 transistor model. So this is a 2 transistor model of the SCR. So this is the basic construction. So now I am comparing this basic construction with the 2 transistor model of the SCR. Okay, because in this case the 3 junctions we are using. The E junction is the one PN junction diode, and transistor is a combination of PN junction diode. So in transistor 2 junctions are there: emitter base junction, then collector base junction. So the combining both junctions get one transistor. So whatever the basic construction is represented by the 2 transistor model circuit diagram. Okay. So in this 2 transistor model circuit diagram, whatever the collector current of Q1, So consider what the Q1 transistor we are using. It is a PNP transistor, and Q2 transistor we are using as a NPN transistor. Okay, so now the collector current of Q1 becomes a base current of T2, the base current of Q2, and collector current of Q2 becomes base current of Q1. Okay, suppose if I apply a positive voltage on the anode terminal with respect to the cathode, and the gate current is 0. Gate current is 0. At this time, as the gate current is 0, the base current of Q2, that means IB2, is also 0. And when IB2 is 0, IC2 is also approximately 0, and this IC2 is equal to ICO. IC2 is equal to ICO. So ICO is the transistor leakage current at the collector terminal. So that finally the base current of Q1 is represented by, that means IB1 is equal to IC2 is equal to IC0. IC0 is the leakage current at the collector terminal of the Q2 transistor. So this condition indicates it is too small a current to turn on this Q1 transistor, to switch on this Q1 transistor. Okay, so that the both transistor in the off condition, both transistor becomes off condition because of the gate current is 0. Okay, so that whatever the anode current is the sum of the leakage current of the two transistors. That means anode current is given by IC01 plus IC02. IC01 means what? Here, leakage current at the collector of Q1. IC02, leakage current of transistor Q2 at the collector terminal. Okay, this is operation what during when we apply the positive voltage on the anode. Then another case, that means case number 2, when we apply the same positive voltage, from gate to cathode, so at that time whatever the holes in the P type, they are injected into the base of the transistor Q2, and this will indicates that the IB2 becomes increasing because of whatever the emitter base junction, it becomes forward bias condition. When it becomes forward, IB2 increases. As IB2 increases, IC2 also increases. This is when we are applying the positive voltage from gate to cathode. Okay. Then the IC2 at the collector of Q2 increases, and this IC2 is act as a IB1. IB1 is a what? It is a base current of the transistor Q1. The IB1 also increases. As IB1 increases, the emitter current of Q1 also increases. So this results in increment in the base current of, again, transistor Q2. Base current of transistor Q2. When emitter current of Q1 increases, okay, at the same time the IC1 of Q1 is act as a base current of Q2. As IC1 increases, automatically the IB2 also increases. So that the increment in base current of transistor Q2 will result again further increase in the IC2. Okay, so that the net result in a regenerative increase in the collector current of each transistor. Collector current of each transistor. This regenerative process is continuous until both transistors are driven in the saturation region. Because in saturation region all junctions are forward biased condition. So to reach or to become all junctions are forward bias condition, so this process will be continuous. Then the two transistor model of SCR becomes on condition. Okay,